Hey guys, welcome to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I haven't seen you guys in literally like why did I put up 7 figures? Like 3 weeks, guys. It's literally been 3 weeks. Tax season kicked me and my team's tail. Look, you hear my voice. You might see my tax season break out, but guys, I'm not back officially. I just have an amazing guest on tonight's show. Next week, I will not have a show. I'm taking a full break. And then we'll return for season 13. But before we close out season 12 of the Money Zone, guys, I have to introduce you to this amazing gentleman that's going to help you guys stop being afraid to really challenge yourselves and get out there with your grant writing, get out there in the tourism industry, just get yourselves basically out there. We're in 2024, guys. The government got too much going on. They don't know what to do, so we got to at least know what to do during these tough times. So guys, I'm excited to be back. I'm not officially back. Let me stop saying that so y'all won't think it's going to be a show next week and then I'll be on consistently week after week. So just to give you guys a heads up, next week I will not have a show. I'll come back. I think it's like May 12th or something like that for season 13. But before I close out my big old break, let's go ahead and rock it out. So guys, we have an amazing guest on tonight's show, Mr. Jay Hackett, a re-entry citizen turned business owner. He has undergone a transformative journey, changing lives and revitalizing communities. As the founder of Black Wall Street AVL in Asheville, North Carolina, Jay Hackett leverages his experiences and connections in the tourism industry to empower businesses nationwide, helping them secure funding opportunities with the U.S. tourism industry generating a staggering, this is a lot, y'all, $1.9 trillion of economic output. Mr. Jay Hackett hosted an inaugural National Virtual Incubator Program webinar series in March 6th and 13th that provided invaluable insights for Black-owned businesses seeking funding, education within the tourism industry. The growth potential is immense given North Carolina, and not only North Carolina, like here in the DMV, the growth opportunity is there, guys. Being the founder of Black Wall Street AVL, established in 2020, it has been a catalyst for economic empowerment, enrolling over 200 businesses, generating over $3 million in revenue, and creating numerous job opportunities by bridging the gap between by BIPOC, people of color, entrepreneurs, and Asheville's $3 billion tourism industry. Guys, help me welcome Mr. Jay Hackett to the Money Zone.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, doing excellent. Thanks for having me.
No, I'm excited. This is a good way to really close out season 12, to really give the people some opportunities that they can start leveraging on while I'm away these next 3 weeks. And so they can really get the opportunities. And just bear with me. I'm a bit droggy. I'm still all over the place because tax season and I haven't officially bounced back. So I stutter a little bit. So if you hear me kind of all over the place, just roll with me, okay?
No problem.
Yeah, so let's rock it out. So, guys, tonight's topic is about curating change within the tourism industry by empowering you guys through funding and educational opportunities. So, my first question is, how did all of this get started?
Well, necessity is the mother of invention. So in real life, we were just trying to keep the lights on. And so I'm the owner of Grind. It's a coffee shop, Asheville's first Black-owned coffee shop, actually. And it was actually a slow quarter. The months of January and February are notoriously slow for coffee shops in Asheville.
Mhm.
We had low foot traffic, etc. And so what we started to do was to tap into our local tourism development authority that was purchasing even when other places were not purchasing. So they purchased bags of coffee, they purchased gift certificates, they paid us for marketing. And I was like, well, there might be something here. And then I realized that every region in America has a tourism development authority that has money that comes from hotel room rentals, and they're spending money year round. And
Wow.
so we tapped in and figured out like what could we do not only in the off season, but what could we do in the on season to really leverage our business. Only come to find out we had tapped into a gold mine. Our city is relatively small, and people only know Asheville because of Blue Ridge Mountains and for the Biltmore House. So $3 billion, it sounds like a lot of money to me, but our folks let us know that that's small compared to other cities. And
Mm.
so then you start to realize there's a lot of money moving, and it's available to us, and we don't even know about it. And so I just started digging.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, we have to really put. I'm the accountability accountant, so I always have to be honest. We're kind of falling short in almost every industry.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah.
not matching up to the amount of the percentage of aligned with our population in any industry.
That's
And
right. That's
so,
right. It's on one hand you have structural racism that has historically kept black people out. But then when the doors open, you have this internalized struggle that has stopped people from doing what they need to do. And so they come up with a whole bunch of excuses when the reality is you probably didn't read, you probably didn't go to the meeting, you probably didn't do what you're supposed to do. And now it's time for us to like really own up and go get it.
exactly. And you know what, Jay, that goes right into my next question, to be really honest. Like, what are 5 reasons why Black owned businesses miss out on funding opportunities within the travel and local tourism industries?
Well, one of the reasons is you don't know what you don't know.
Mm,
Um, so they hold meetings, and their meetings are public, but people don't know about it because they're not even on the newsletter list to receive the notifications. So like people don't know about the meetings. We don't know about the budget. We don't qualify for the money, and the reason we don't qualify is probably because we just didn't register.
mm,
And then we have not identified ourselves as part of a tourism market. So if I were to look at you, for example, you're an accountant, you have a TV show. Um, well, you might not think that you're anywhere related to the tourism market, but every one of those businesses, those restaurants, those festivals, etc., all of them pay taxes.
mhm,
All of them have accountants, and
mhm.
so you're part of the tourism market, even if you don't see yourself as a tourism product. And then what if your show actually draws people's attention to that local city or to that region? You're part of that tourism market. um, the local tourism development authority, as part of its marketing budget, it pays influencers to talk about that local city online.
Wow. You know what? I was just about to add that in, that will be great for influencers and content creators and
Absolutely.
chefs and all
Yeah,
sorts of
yeah.
businesses. You're
I was
right.
I was in my coffee shop, and our tourism development authority, they contacted me, said they wanted to record some footage in the coffee shop. I'm like,
Mhm.
all right. Now our city is kind of small. Asheville is only about 95,000 people and only 12% black folks. So it's not a whole bunch of black people. And when the cast came in to record, I'm like, who these people? Kind of like Celie from Colorado. Who that woman? I'm like, who these people? It turned out that they had paid an influencer to come in and paid actors to come in, and these were all black folks. They paid them to come in and shoot this content to advertise Asheville. And I'm like, well, if they paid him, not only could they pay me, but they could pay other people that look like us.
So basically, we're overthinking it because when I'm thinking about this, not only the content creators, but our guys that own transportation companies, they can partner with them to do tourism. Guys like in the different cities to go to like the
Yep,
hottest spots, club nights, museums, all
all of
sorts of
that,
things. Caterers can help them with private events,
all of
all
that.
sorts of it. Oh my
All the
goodness!
way down to janitorial companies. People
Yes.
might think, well, all I do is clean the floors at the grocery store at night, or I just do janitorial. Maybe you want to do cleanup for festivals and events, or maybe people that just got out of jail or prison might want to do a security company. They can do security for festivals. Like there is a long list of types of things that can be done. If you sell toilet paper and you're just the middleman for ordering toilet paper and paper products, that's part of the tourism industry if you just position yourself right.
Wow. And so you're thinking we're losing out on billions of dollars right
We
now
are.
by not being active in
We
the
are.
tourism
We are. We're
industry.
missing out on
Um,
billions of dollars.
so for some of our audience that don't understand when we talk about tourism, can you kind of explain to them exactly what you mean by being in the tourism industry? Because we normally would just say hotel industry or something, but can you kind of
Yeah. So the tourism industry, and now this is not the textbook answer, but this is the practical real life answer. When people travel into the city and they're coming from more than 50 miles out, they're considered visitors or tourists. Everything that they spend money on when they visit is considered part of tourism industry.
Mm,
When they buy gas, when they pay for a hotel room, when they eat, when they buy merchandise, trinkets, souvenirs, when they take pictures, everything that they do while they're visiting is tourism. So it doesn't matter whether they're visiting for a church conference, that's tourism, fraternity or sorority convention, that's tourism. If they're coming to visit family for a family reunion, that's tourism. They're doing a destination wedding, that's tourism. If they're coming to visit for a job or a work conference, that's tourism. All of it is tourism, and that's what makes up this $1.9 trillion industry.
wow. 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 And so just off the top of your head, what is one way for us to get our foot in the door?
All right. The first thing that people need to do is actually just go to Google and type in the name of your city and and these words: Tourism Development Authority. And what's going to come up is your local TDA. Now, sometimes it's like in Arlington, it's called Visit Arlington. In New York, it's called Choose New York. In Asheville, it's called Explore Asheville. You'll know that you're in the right place because it will always end in a .org. It will not be a .gov. It will be a .org. It is part of. It's actually considered quasi-governmental, and so they receive money from the county taxes, but they are in and of themselves a special type of nonprofit. So it'll be a .org. When you find that entity, you can contact them, reach out to them, speak to them, and ask how can you become a vendor, or you can email them and set up a meeting to describe what you do and ask them how you can participate.
Actionable steps, guys. And you know, I love that. He just basically said, you guys can start today. As soon as you're done, after you're finished watching the show, or if you catch this on replay and you head over and follow him on Instagram, his Instagram is Jay Hackett. So once you go over there, you follow him on his IG. Once you follow him on his IG, then you would go to Google and type in exactly what he just said. If you can repeat it again for them, Jay. Um,
Hmm. Yep, you go to Google and you type in the name of your city and the words Tourism Development Authority, and it
Perfect.
will come up a short list of Tourism Development Authority in your area. It will always be a .org because it's a nonprofit, and you click on it and you send them a message. Or you go to their leadership team, send them a message, and ask how can you participate as a vendor. You want to be a vendor. Now, about once or twice a year, that same Tourism Development Authority is going to have grants available.
Okay.
Some of those grants are for nonprofits, some of those grants are for profits, but all of it is designed to attract more people to your area. So if you have ideas about how your business can attract more people or support the visitors that are coming, make sure that visitors have a good time, you want to apply for those grants.
Wow. Okay. And so now, guys, remember I told you go and follow him on Instagram. His Instagram is the Grant King. Hold on. Grant Writing King. Okay. So that goes into the next question. So where would they even? So if let's say I own a catering company, right?
Mhm.
Would I first go to Google, type in tourism? Remember I told you my brain's a little foggy right now.
Tourism Development Authority.
Thank you. Tourism Development Authority. Google that, and then when
Mhm.
I see opportunities that involve the catering industry, I would apply. And then where would I go from there? Do I have to
Well,
now come to you to get a grant, to get you to write an RFP for me? What's the next step?
no. It's actually a lot easier than that.
Wow,
The
see,
way
guys.
that I'm showing you how to do it is where you put yourself on their list so that they start asking you. You
Wow.
we want you to know how to go into their world one time and get them to come ask you. So when you find your local tourism development authority, you reach out and you ask for a meeting so that you can become a vendor. And when you become a vendor, now you're on their list. And when they seek to buy stuff, they will reach out to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Guys, and it's much easier than what you think, he said. Go right to Google, type in,
Tourism Development Authority. The name
yes,
of your city and Tourism Development Authority.
yes. And then, guys, start from there. If you're in catering industry and just your influencer, if you have a radio show, if you do podcasting, let's say you put on yoga classes, they may want to, um, put that as an experience for some of their
Absolutely.
um
Anything that's on Eventbrite is supporting tourism.
wow, I never thought about that.
Anything.
Oh my goodness. And then truthfully, guys, I think we're really missing out opportunities because if no one is going to these hotels and say, hey, I have this event here, the hotel is doing a disservice to their customers because they're missing out on what's happening in the city. So
Absolutely.
it's a win-win for everybody.
The hotels want people to have a good time when they're staying at that hotel. Even if the hotel is not putting on the event or doing the experience,
Yeah.
simply when people enjoy their time in the city, if they're staying at the hotel gets credit. So what you want to do is reach out to a hotel and say, I have a package available for your people.
Wow. Okay. So now that makes me consider this. Go back to my first question that I asked you. What are some of the 5 reasons why we're not in the industry if it's that simple?
It is. Now, systemic racism has hidden things from us in plain sight. So you put it there, and you say it's public, but it's not really public. So one of the reasons people don't know is because they just don't know. All right, they don't know what they don't know. But then when people know about it, sometimes they get intimidated by how big the tourism office is. And if you were to look on like the website that shows our team, you'll
Mhm.
see a whole bunch of just white people. And sometimes folks get intimidated because they don't see folks that look like us. But you should not get intimidated because it's public money. It's a public opportunity. It's available to y'all. And I just feel like people should not count themselves out, but they do. They just assume it's not for them, and that's just not the case. So number one, people don't know. Number two, people get intimidated. And then number three, sometimes folks get discouraged because it looks like a long process. I was today, I got a call from a tourism development authority that we were awarded a grant.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
and so I was excited about it, but they explained you've been nominated to be awarded the grant. It is not yet confirmed because it has to be voted on. And then we're going to talk about the details of it. So that type of process could throw people off, especially considering it took like 4 months to get to this point.
Yeah. But that's how long it take for me to get a client nowadays. You talk to them on the phone, then they're like, oh, they run into some problems, and they call my staff again. Even like that, I'm talking to
Yeah.
me again, and like so. Really,
Yeah.
guys, it's a long
Everything's a
game.
process. And you
Yeah.
got to be willing to go through to get to. You got to.
Oh my goodness. So guys, let me be honest with you. We're in a time where we shouldn't be afraid of anything because of all of the chaos that's happening. We're not in control. Let's put in the contracts. Let's connect with the people that we need to connect with. Let's get our names on these people lists. Let them know about your women empowerment event. Let them know that you do a sip and paint every Sunday. They might advertise
Yes.
that in their hotels.
They would
And
love to.
yes, and then
Free
they may be
advertisement.
sponsored there in one of the meeting rooms or
Yep.
something like that, and it could be a full blown collaboration.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they don't have a bar, this would be a good time for bartenders to maybe partner with them as well. Like my brain is like going crazy now, looking at all the opportunities, and then especially since we're in the personal service industry heavily, we can really take advantage of that. Some hotels don't have massages that they can call on. If you are a licensed masseuse, this is your time to reach out to them. Hey, I'm a
Yeah,
licensed masseuse. I know that you guys don't have a connection or offer that to your customers. Are you
yeah.
willing to partner of some sort? Guys, make it
Absolutely.
hard.
We have one lady in our program. She's a school teacher by day, but she started to make hand cream out of shea butter for her and her daughters that had eczema, and she was selling an 8-ounce jar for $10.
Wow.
We advised her to switch it up a little and let it focus on tourism. You cannot take an 8-ounce bottle of lotion on an airplane. So we said, take it from 8 ounces, take it down to 2 ounces, and sell it for $10 still. Still sell it for $10, but instead of selling 8 ounces for $10, sell 2 ounces for $10. She made more money and made more profit because she targeted tourism. And not only did she sell it to more people because they can now take it on an airplane, the Tourism Development Authority actually buys it in bulk and offers it as part of a gift bag to visitors.
Wow. And you know what? That leads to one of the five things that I was thinking of why we're not in the industry. We're afraid to pivot. Like if they
Yeah.
say, oh, our product is too big, or can we change something? We don't have the room or maybe the investment or the resources or we
Mhm.
just hard. It takes time for us to pivot and to be able to make adjustments in products situations like that.
It does, and I think sometimes people don't pivot because they perceive it to be hard. But some of it is stubbornness, and some of it is just don't want to change. But when you're in business to solve a problem. That's all business is. You're in business to solve a problem, and if you're not willing to solve the problem that exists, then you're going to go out of business.
And you know, that goes right into my next question. So how do you help us solve that problem in the Black community?
Well, for me, my business is service oriented, and as a servant leader, I realized that there was a gap. There was a gap between the haves and the have-nots. There was a gap between what was available and what was being attained by our people. And so I started to connect the dots. Now I'm from North Philly, and even though I'm from North Philly and I'm a black boy, I lived in a Puerto Rican neighborhood, and then I tested out of the school and went to a predominantly white and international school downtown Philadelphia. So I didn't fit in with the black people because they said I talked too white. I didn't fit in with the Puerto Ricans because I was black. And then I didn't fit in with the rich people because,
We both
all of that. I just didn't fit in. And then I realized, you know what? I'm not meant to fit in. I'm meant to stand out. But what I also discovered was that I could translate information between cultures. And so I kept doing that. And I would share information from what I learned in school and share it with the neighborhood. I would take information from what I learned in one neighborhood and share it with my people. And so that's still what I'm doing today, just sharing resources that I learned in one meeting and taking it over to our other meetings.
and that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm stealing all of the knowledge from the rich white people, how they do tax strategies, how they save, how they build a wealth, and I'm stealing it income and how they building profitable, scalable, and sustainable
Yeah.
businesses, and
Yep.
then, teaching our people the same. So I feel like we're doing the kind of on the same way, but in a different way. So
Right. Right.
um, are are you in a rush? Do you have more time for a few more questions?
I've got time. I'm here.
Okay, so now my question to you: we done Googled now tourism development in our city. We already now on the list. What could they expect?
Well, you can expect in the beginning, you can expect a generic email from your Tourism Development Authority. Don't be thrown off by it, but you need to go to one of their meetings. You need to go to one of their meetings and just speak up and let them know you're interested. Most of the time, you will find that there are not very many, if any, other Black people at their meetings.
Mm.
Use this to your advantage. I think that everything is an advantage. So sometimes people go to a meeting and because they're the only person of color, they feel left out or feel a little less than. That's not the feeling. You should feel like you're there to open doors for other people. Get as much information as you can and do some light networking. And when I network, I use this strategy. It's really, really simple. When I get somebody's information, I'll email them the next day, and then I'll check on them the next week, and then I'll put them on my list of updates after 3 weeks. So
Mm.
that way it gives them immediate time to remember me because we just met, and then they're on my list, and so I update them about what I do.
Okay, so now that you telling them that's old business strategies now. They're not used to this. They used to this online DM. Oh my gosh, guys. So y'all
Oh
really got
man,
to start building your business acumen. You're going to be in a room with other professionals. You're going to have to get comfortable in your own shoes. And so I think that's kind of where the challenge comes into place now. We've been since COVID, we haven't been out. I haven't been out in almost 3 or 4 years, even going to events and things. But guys, to get into the tourism industry, really actually to really get your foot in the door and get any money from the government, these are the steps that you have to literally take. They put on events, they ask for opinions, they have questions, they do all sorts of things, and you guys gonna have to get yourself in the door. And don't be afraid, be willing to
yeah,
stand out.
you got to, and really, if you show up, if you just show up and follow these steps, the business will come to you.
Yeah.
They will reach out, but you have to be present.
And so I know you said you focus on reentry. So for anyone that was incarcerated, would this work for them as well?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When I got out of prison, I was embarrassed. I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't want to do anything out front because number one, I didn't do the thing that I went to jail for. I was the owner of the company, and one of my employees did it. So according to law, I'm responsible, even though I didn't do it. But it was a hard lesson to learn, but I learned it. um, and I just didn't feel like being in the public eye. But what I realized was that tourism industry really doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter whether you have a background, a criminal background, or anything like that. In fact, some of it works for you and not against you, because the people that are coming to your city and to your town, they actually want to spend money with real folks.
Mm.
Most of the time they would rather not spend money with big chain restaurants and entities, big box entities. They would rather connect with real people because they can identify with you. Also, whatever it is that you've been through in life, whether you have experienced whether you've experienced being overweight or underweight, body dysmorphia, colorism, racism, sexism, feminism, any types of challenges that you've experienced, if somehow that goes into the story of what you do, then now your product stands out from everybody else, and your
Wow.
city is glad to celebrate it.
And you know what? That's how they say your mess is your message.
It is. It
Like, but
is.
in our community, we tend to run from it. But if you look at everybody else, they're saying, "Oh yeah, I was an ex crackhead."
Mhm.
They said, and they
Yeah.
all jitty.
Yeah. I was an X this, X
Crackhead.
that,
I
and
stole all my mom's money,
yeah,
and now I'm
and
here.
then they come up with yoga pants for crackheads. I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys! So don't be afraid. And so, um, once they return to the community,
Mhm.
and for any individuals that haven't been arrested or anything like that, do they have to have their paperwork in order, their business name registered? Like, do they
You
have to
do.
have everything in
You
place, or they
you
can
you
just
want to
pop
do that.
in, I'm a chef, don't have no LLC, don't have no EIN, don't have no business bank
Yeah.
account.
But I got the best cakes in the hood. You know what I mean? they you want to have your paperwork in order for a number of different reasons. You want to have your LLC in order, if for no other reason than to protect your assets. You're going to be out there. You're going to be exposed to a lot of new customers and new people, and some of it is nefarious. Like some people, if they slip and fall, they're going to blame you. You get what I'm saying? Even though they were wearing 6-inch stilettos and don't know how to walk, like they're going to blame you. So you want to have your LLC in place to protect your assets. But also, there are some opportunities that can only go to incorporated businesses.
Mm.
So you want to have that. You want to have that in place. In fact, they will assume that you have it. And I've seen situations where they wanted to offer a contract like right now, and when they realized that the person didn't have their stuff, they had to pull back.
Go back, yeah, yeah. Or you wasn't, or the business wasn't in good standing with their
Yeah,
state. Hint,
wasn't.
hint. Your annual filings
Yeah,
has to be done in the state, guys.
it
They can
has to
pull.
be. This is public money.
Yeah.
And the reason they're giving it is because they're trying to support the public. So if you have defaulted, if you're not in good standing with your state, your filing fees, then you're you don't qualify. And there are some people, now I'm not accountant, that's y'all's business, but there are some funding opportunities that will not they cannot give you money if you are in default on your taxes.
Hmm.
You have to have some arrangement set up. Like you have to actually have responded to whatever. It doesn't mean the stuff has to be paid off, but you can't be in default.
And you know what? Let me just add on another piece of this. Recently, with all of the updates that the IRS has been doing, guys,
Mhm.
they've recently created a business tax account where you guys will be able to log in. And guess what's in there? The opportunity to print out a certification of good standing.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so soon for all of you guys that are interested in government funding, grants and things like that, they're going to end up directing you guys to set up your business account with the IRS and download your certificate of good standing from the IRS.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
just be
this is stuff
mindful.
that sets you apart from everybody else.
Exactly.
There are people, and this is not fair, but it's real. There are people that are not as gifted as you, but they're doing more business because they just know how to check the boxes.
Hmm.
And I've seen it with so many people of color, black people in business. They are the best at XYZ and ABC, but they didn't do the paperwork.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so they get disqualified.
Yep. You should hear the rigmarole that we go through. My sister now, I think she's been with us for maybe 2 years. And she's just like, no one wants to hold themselves accountable for anything. Like, we just don't want to be honest. Like, they'll try to blame me for everything. Hey, I didn't hear from you for 8 months. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. They
I
blame everybody for everything.
authority. Literally, I can't do anything. If you don't give me paper, I can't do your accounting. And so I'm finding that we're falling short in a lot of areas simply because we're not holding ourselves accountable to what we say we're going to do or what we want to do. So, guys, if you want to, especially since we dominate the personal service industry, I see so many opportunities now when I think about it, for them. And if they were to reach out to you, maybe find out some additional information. So, guys, do me one favor, head over. If you're catching this on the replay, or if you're watching this breakout, go ahead on and follow Jay Hackett on Instagram. He's the grant writing king, guys. He will help you pull it together and maybe give you some ideas on how to get your foot in the door. And don't be afraid if you're ex-con or you're just coming back out, or falsely accused of some mess. Remember, your mess is your message, and as Jay said, put it in your story. It's really
Mhm.
what make you unique, and for you to bounce back and be trying to push it. I think some people will also be inspired
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
by.
yeah, they will. One of my former business partners, he was a criminal. He actually did the thing. Like I think he was a drug dealer. And his story is, I used to tear down the neighborhood. Now I work to build it back up. He's a local chef and he gets contracts from the city, the county, and the tourism authority.
Oh my goodness! Let me see if I can find my little clap. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so time is flying. So Jay, what exactly are a few strategies for our reentry citizens? What could they do to really secure their second opportunity through the tourism industry?
Well, there are actually three things that anybody can do in order to advance in the tourism industry, and really in business as a whole. But especially if you're a returning citizen, you're coming from somewhere that was uncomfortable or unsavory. Number one, cultivate real relationships. So you got to get in the room, you got to meet people. All right. Number two, you have to connect with stakeholders. Everybody, it doesn't deserve your attention. You don't have to run around and shake hands with everybody, but you do need to be able to identify those key people and community leaders who have budgets,
Ah,
have system, they have weight. You want to connect with stakeholders, those decision makers. And then number three, which is the most important, you want to collaborate on projects. Get in there and say to them, what can we do together? Don't go in there and say, how can I work for you? No, what can we do together? and let them tell you about the things that they're working on and just participate. And what you'll find is that they will do the same. When we started Black Wall Street in Nashville, it was the middle of the pandemic, and we had received a grant for $50,000 to help start the program. But one of the local organizations, the Rotary Club, they partnered with Black Wall Street, and they recruited 38 seasoned business professionals to help the cohort. And in 1 year, we enrolled 74 businesses and generated over $1 million in revenue with a
Wow.
brand new program.
Wow.
Brand new program. That same foundation that gave us the $50,000 to do it in Asheville, they gave us another 50,000 to expand the model in the surrounding areas. That foundation is called NC Idea Foundation, the Black Entrepreneurship Council. They expanded our model to the surrounding counties, and the city of Asheville gave us a building for $1 in order to increase economic development. This did not happen because we were just doing it on our own. This
Yeah.
happened because we connected with stakeholders and we're willing to collaborate on projects.
So what if somebody say, okay, Folasade, because they'll tell me he did all that during COVID. What is that possible now? That's what they'll tell me.
Yes, it's possible now. And in fact, the grant that I got a call about today is to add a HVAC and a port to do renovations to the building that was given to me. So I got the building for $1, and now they're going to renovate it in a grant. And that's today. You get what I'm saying? So this stuff is definitely possible. Our Tourism Development Authority, I hold a festival each year called Grind Fest. It's always the last week of May to commemorate the bombing of the original Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So this year it is May 24th, 25th, and 26th in Asheville, North Carolina. And our first grant to support the festival came from our Tourism Development Authority.
Okay, so guys, he talk his stuff, he walk his stuff, y'all. There's none of that. Oh yeah, no COVID and there's no opportunities, guys. He's actually doing it. And so if I were you and I was interested in really getting into the tourism industry, the first thing I would do is go follow the Grant Writing King on Instagram. Go follow him. Then go ahead on and Google, take the steps, because the last thing you need, because we don't procrastinate or BS over here, guys. Go ahead on and do your actionable step, which is to Google Tourism
Development Authority.
Thank you, Tourism Development Authority. Once you do that, then you can start really, considering some ideas, opportunities. And then if you're stuck at that point, message Jay and see how him and his firm can possibly help you guys. Remember, you can bootstrap some things, you can try to wing some things, but when you have connections and people like Jay here on Instagram that gives us access, just message him. He may have a program, he may have something, or like a consultation session or something where you can ask him all your questions. And so that's what I would do, guys, if I were actually you and I had something else that I can add value in that industry. For me personally, I was even thinking on how I can possibly do some things and maybe utilizing their workspace, maybe even putting on events there, hosting events there will be kind of my angle of working with them. I don't want to do their books or anything like that. Maybe teach a few classes or something. But just start brainstorming, guys. What are your opportunities? So many of you guys don't know, I have my proprietary system called SO, your strengths, opportunities, and your weaknesses. This is the time now, guys, for you to start writing down what are your strengths, what are your opportunities, and what are your weaknesses. And then once you know those three things, then you'll know how to directly sow your efforts, your resources, your energy. You'll know where to sow things, where to go, who to connect, who you need to call, what email you need to send. And then that one email or call might be to Jay. However, at least you know some of the steps and have some ideas and some brainstorming in place before you just start calling people, trying to get on their list, because they might ask you questions. Oh, is your business registered? They may ask you, oh, what's your mission statement? You want to be a little bit prepared just in case. So Jay, is there any last minute words that you want to leave us with? Guys, please don't forget to follow him on Instagram, Jay Hackett. on Instagram, Grant Writing King. He's also on LinkedIn as well with the same.
Mhm.
Yep, with Jay Hackett on LinkedIn
Yep,
and
just the letter J.
on Facebook, which is great. On all social media platforms, you guys can easily find him. And guys, let me tell you something. Times are getting tough. This inflation is not going anywhere. We need to be leveraging all opportunities. If you're unsure if this will work for you, just shoot the email. Just do the Google search. And then whatever comes up, shoot the email, get on the list because that might be your breakthrough. You never know. So, any last few words you want to leave the audience with at all, Jay? The floor is
Yeah, I really want I want people to know, number one, that it's possible if you just go at it. You know what I'm saying? The tourism industry has been around forever. People have been traveling, people have been spending money, and the only reason they're not spending money with you is because you didn't open your doors to them and let them spend money with you. And we
wow.
want to invite all of you to come to Asheville, North Carolina, May 24th, 25th, and 26th for Grind Fest. It is the celebration of Black business and entrepreneurship, and you'll be able to see in real time how local Black community celebrates what they do with the support of our white-bodied allies. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, and I'm glad to be part of it. Typically, we have about 10,000 people. It includes carnival rides, Harlem Night, Casino Night, a concert, a gospel showcase, bands. It's just going to be amazing. It's called Grind Fest, and you can get it. You can get tickets. It's free. A Grind Fest ABL, or you can reach out to us at blackwallstreetabl.com.
Okay, and I think I have it on the screen, Jay. Is that right?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
my coffee shop.
Ah,
And if you wanted to see the festival,
yeah,
it's
that's what I
Grind
was thought
Fest
it was when I
ABL.
saw grind. Okay, hold on. Grindavl.com.
Grind Fest,
Just
GRINS.
type that in.
Grind Fest ABL.
Grindfestavl.com. Let me see if hopefully I got it.
That's
Oh, I
it.
think yes. Okay. Okay.
Yep. You'll be able to see in real time what we're talking about. You'll be able to meet our tourism partners. You'll be able to meet local people and see. And if you wanted to duplicate this in your area, in your city, your town, we can show you how to do that.
Wow, guys, head over to Grind Fest AVL. You said in North Carolina?
Yep. Asheville, North Carolina,
Asheville, North Carolina. When is it? May?
May 24th, 25th, and 26th.
May 24th, 25th, and 26th. Guys, if you're already in NC, head over there. If you're not, it's just like what 5 hour drive from the DMV and not
Yeah,
too
if you go
far from
down 81.
surrounding areas.
Matter of
Yeah.
fact, now the this airline didn't give me a sponsorship, so I probably shouldn't say it. But some of them got direct flights from the DMV to Asheville.
Yeah, so I may even consider even come down. I'm trying to get myself out more now since COVID is out,
Hmm.
and you have to shake hands with people and
Yeah,
really build relationships. I'm really trying to get myself out. But guys, I hope I can make it. If I'm not able to make it, hopefully you guys make it to Grime Fest, Asheville, and walk up on Mr. J. Be like, hey, Mr. Hackett, I saw you today. Yeah. And bother him. But guys, if you don't do anything else, head over to Instagram, follow him there, and then look and see if there's any opportunities in the tourism industry. Mr. J said it's over 1.9
trillion.
trillion, not billion, trillion dollars that we are probably not even getting 1% of right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I know a lot of you are in the personal service industries. I know a lot of you have trucking businesses that can offer that does like the Sprinter vans that can do like events and hostings and
Mhm.
all sorts of stuff. Guys, there's so many opportunities in the land, and Mr. J Hackett gave you guys one. So start today, take your actionable step, head over to your Google, search tourism development.
Authority.
Yes, I keep forgetting that. Tourism Development Authority in your city. And then after that, follow Jay and message him if you have any questions, guys. I hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. See you guys at Grind Fest. And let's rock 2024 out. Any
All
last
right.
words, Mr. J, before we go?
No, that's it. Thank you so much for having me, and we'll see you all.
Yes, and I apologize for being brain dead a lot. But look, that comes when you're kind of relaxed
Oh
mood.
no, that's just my excuse for inviting myself back.
Perfect. So no, I appreciate you, Mr. Hackett. You have an amazing day and keep doing amazing things for the community. I appreciate you.
Thank you as well. Bye now.
Have a good day. Hey guys, so look, it's been a long time. Y'all saw y'all was kind of brain dead throughout, like a little ditz. Okay, y'all know I could be a little ditzy sometimes, so just bear with me. I will not be here next week, Tuesday, but I will be back the following Tuesday. And I don't have my calendar to even see which day that is. But I'll be back, and then that will be season 13. Guys, I've been doing this for what, 7 years? 6.5 years, 7 years almost. Because it's 2 seasons in a year. So yeah, I've been doing this for literally 6.5 years. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, so we're going into season 13 of the Money Zone, starting after the first Tuesday after April 30th, guys. I'm so excited to really come back with you guys. And I don't know, I might change up some things. I may add some things in. I know I'm going to be bringing guests on the show, and I may even do like some live stuff. I don't know, but we're going to kind of shake the room a little bit. I've been quiet lately. I've been quiet for like the past 3 years. So I'm not going to be quiet no more. We're going to shake the room. And I hope that when we go into season 13, I can really start changing lives and making impact. Because, guys, it is so much going on economically, personally, is governmentally a word? But it's so much going on, guys. We really need to hone into all of the skills, all of the blessings, all of the gifts, everything that God has blessed us with: family, friends, relationships, money, businesses. We have to pull it all together now and really execute and dominate. Times are getting tougher. I don't think you guys are paying attention if you don't think so. They are. People are running out of money. I'm not trying to fear you guys, but what I want you to realize that every day you guys don't execute on your dreams and execute on your vision is another day that you're actually saying that I give up. I'm not in control. I don't want to live the life. I don't want to be financially free. I want the government to control me. I don't want to be able to afford the things that I want in life. And that's what we're saying. Every time you guys put your dream down, you said I give up. And so I hope that season 13, I will be able to use that season to really push you guys to your greatness and help you guys build those profitable, scalable, and sustainable businesses. So, guys, I love you guys so much. I've been stuttering all day. My brain went dead countless times, right? And I was slow pacing, but I did make it, guys. So I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in May. Enjoy the end of April. I love you guys. See you. Bye. Look, I'm not even ready to exit. Bye. Wait, still not there yet. Bye. Wait, there we go. Bye, y'all.